Alfred was 18 years old, the only boy in a house full of girls, and he wouldn't have it any other way. He had 3 sisters, Kirsten, the oldest and the wisest, always keeping things in order, Eliana, the second eldest with a big heart and a sharp mind, and Hilary, the youngest, a little ball of creativity who loved to draw and play with their pets. Alfred had more energy than a room full of fireworks. He was always talking about soccer, about business ideas, about his dreams, about literally everything. If the walls in the house could talk, they'd say, "Shh, Alfred." But really, his voice filled the home with life. From the moment he opened his eyes in the morning, the talking began. "Griffiths, let's go! You know we've got a big day ahead," he'd say to his loyal dog, dragging him out for their morning walk. Back home, he'd keep going. "Mum, did you know the stock market dipped last night?" "Kirsten, I had this crazy dream. I was on a yacht, but also in space. Eliana, imagine if we opened a food truck. I've already thought of a name." And Hilary? She mostly just smiled, nodding as she sketched, and Alfred continued his endless stream of thoughts. The talking didn't stop. Not at lunch, not during chores, and definitely not at the dinner table. Even while everyone else was chewing quietly, Alfred would be mid-story. "Alfred?" And then I kicked it in from halfway across the field. Boom! Straight in the net, just like Ronaldo. "Kirsten, Alfred, can we eat in peace for 5 minutes? Alfred, but I'm almost at the best part," he'd grin, already jumping into his next tale. He loved to play soccer more than anything. Every weekend, he'd rally his sisters into the backyard for a game. Kirsten was always strategic, Eliana was fast, and Hilary, well, she mostly just giggled and tried to stay out of the way. But they all played, because Alfred made it fun. His idol was Cristiano Ronaldo. "One day I'll be up there. Alfred, top scorer, world famous," he'd say, eyes sparkling. But as he got older, things changed. The dream didn't feel as close as it once did. Life was different now. College, responsibilities, and soccer became more of a weekend hobby. But Alfred wasn't one to give up. He simply changed course. "If I can't be the top soccer player, I'll be the top businessman." A billionaire, actually. And knowing Alfred, no one in the family doubted he could do it. He already had notebooks filled with ideas, apps, clothing brands, investment plans, and a brain that never stopped buzzing. And every evening, just before bed, he'd bring Griffiths into his room, cuddle him close, and whisper one last big idea before falling asleep. He was the loudest in the house, the one who made everyone laugh, the one who sometimes talked way too much. But he was also the one who dreamed the biggest, cared the deepest, and loved his family more than anything. And while his path had changed, his goals stayed the same: to do something great, and to make sure the people he loved came along for the journey. Because that's just who Alfred was, the loud dreamer, the future billionaire, and the heart of his home. Share your name, age, your dream, and your hobbies in the comments below, and we might feature your story in one of our upcoming videos.